Y'all know what time it is, man. We on another episode of Trill Talk No Cap.
Highstrung, what's good, homie?
What's good, fam? How you living?
Hey, what's up, Miss Chinese Nikki?
I'm trying to give the San Antonians a bigger idea of what we're talking about and how legendary. What's good, man? You already know what it is. You dig what I'm saying? It's the one and only impeccable Highstrung man here with the film Brothers Keeper. You know what I'm saying? We're here to talk about a lot of different things. I'm going to let these guys explain who they are. We right here on Trill Talk No Cap, where all we do is talk Trill and we do not cap, except for the ones we're on our heads. You dig what I'm saying? So, my dog, how you doing today? What's your name, man?
Doing good, man. My name's Steve Hartfield. So
Okay.
I'm a local film producer and director. I've been working for the film industry for about 5 years.
Okay.
Came out of Los Angeles and been in San Antonio ever since 2023.
Okay.
So, pretty good.
And my man right here.
Yeah, my name is Martinez. I'm a local music composer based out of San Antonio, Texas. Been here my whole life.
Okay.
I started in the industry playing live music, but I transitioned more to the movies aspect now. So I've been doing that. And yeah, a lot of good stuff coming for me and in the industry here. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you.
Man, that's really dope. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell you guys that, first of all, man, it's really dope what you guys are doing. You know what I mean? Not only are you an inspiration, you know what I mean, for people that, you know, a lot of times when we see the big directors, we see the big composers, that they already where we can't, you know,
can't
reach
get
it.
to them.
So seeing how big of an inspiration, like, man, I can see this guy. You know what I'm saying? And you can be truly inspired. I think that what you're doing, Brothers Keeper. Now, we're going to get into that, man. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, how it started from the idea to the actually putting the action behind that idea. You know what I'm saying?
So when I was in Los Angeles, I went to film school over in Hollywood and Vine.
Okay.
And so during that time when I was learning about creating film, I was a church minister at the same time.
Okay.
So I would go to school during the week. I would deliver sermons on Sunday. And I saw a need that we had to deliver a new message for the Gen Y and Gen Z, correct? So the thing that I was trying to figure out is how I can deliver my own unique perspective within the realm of Christianity. Mm-hmm. And so I started by writing a book called The Seven Navigators. And this was showing young kids of how to pilot their life through decisions that they make in their adolescent years. Mm-hmm. And then I had to figure out, okay, how can I reach a bigger audience of people beyond delivering sermons on Sunday and writing books? So by the time I graduated film school, I had an idea to where, what if I combined a Bible story with some of my favorite movies? I'm a big action guy. I love drama. I love crime shows and crime movies. So what if I could just create not only the word of Christ, but also integrate the action thriller sequences of films that we see every day and combine them into a new version of cinema that I call Christian noir. So ever since then, I've been doing on the journey ever since, and this has become my own personal ministry where I try to show people of how God can work through you, even if you're imperfect, even if you might be on the wrong side of life right now. I talk about people of how you see a Bible in the dirt, right? It might be a little tattered, it might be a little worn, but what you understand is when you open those pages, it has the same everlasting knowledge compared to a fresh mint-condition Bible.
Right.
How can people teach others through their own imperfections, even though they may not be the squeaky clean version they have to be on television? So we want to share those true stories. The people that are in prison, people that are getting impacted with abuse and drug addiction. How can we reach those people in our communities?
I love that. I love that.
Man.
And let me ask you a question, man. How do you come up with I as an artist, I've been around a lot of production. You know what I mean? So how do you come up with the ideas for the film? Like, how do you know what needs to be played for this film? You know what I'm saying? Is it something like, because what he's talking about, I love is because even you talking like about it right now makes me want to. I want to see it. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Is that a feeling that you? Because for some reason, whenever I watch films, right, I always hear the right beat for that scene.
Yes.
You ever notice that? Like when it needs to be inspirational, it's like the thing that makes you cry the most, or that's bringing out those tears or that emotion, is that song that's behind that scene.
Yes.
So you know is it because of the scene that you get inspired from? Do you need to know the scene to get inspired to be able to compose for that scene? What is it?
Yeah, that's a great question. Every director, every producer is different that you're going to meet. You know, luckily with Steve, working with him, this is our first project together. He had a vision, but he also gave me that open freedom of trusting me and what I do to put that color palette to this picture. You know, and one of the things that we did was we have a spotting session. It's just me and the director, maybe a producer. We come in, we watched a movie with no music, just a dialogue. And I sit there, take notes, or sometimes I just watch it, and what I pay attention to is the surroundings of the film, the colors. Was it dark? Is it brighter? How are the actors? What are they looking like this in the scene? What kind of shot is he going in? Is it a close-up? Is it a far-out shot? Pay attention to the story. And just like I hear it. I hear it in my head, and all right, okay, so like right then and there, I was like, all right, I have ideas now. Let me go lay them out. Sometimes I don't even need to see the film. Yeah. I tell them, all right, give me a brief summary. What's behind this? All right, what was their motivation? It starts with a simple keys or a guitar melody. And every instrument, every project is different. So it could either be the piano, it could be the guitar, like I said. It could just be laying down some humming vocal lines, and so from there, I create a little palette for myself, and I reach out to him. I was like, check this out. What do you think about this? This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling. 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, I like this, I like that. So, all right, good. We're on the right track.
Yeah.
But it's just something that I honestly believe I was born with, and a gift of I know in my heart what this is, what's conveying. This is why I'm here, and I trust my instincts. Just like you were born with that gift. You were born with that passion. Trust it, and just don't doubt yourself.
Yeah, no, I just seen a meme like that the other day, man. It was saying that God gives you the gift, but it's up to you to nourish it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to give it the nutrients that it needs to grow. You can see the potential in a plant that's supposed to be that when you know what the plant is going to grow into, like a rose before it's a rose, right? It's a bud. But we see that. But we know what it's supposed to be, but it still needs that nourishment. Yes. And when I look at what you guys, that's what I love about film the most, and composing for films, and being involved in something like that is because you're kind of left with the responsibility to inspire.
You have to.
See, with music, we talk about this all the time where, it's almost a choice, right? You could choose to make inspirational music, but you don't have to. And what's inspirational to you may not be inspirational to others. But with film, you know what I'm saying? Right. You're left with the responsibility no matter what field of film you're making. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you guys, and I want to salute you guys for the work that you have to put in, to make the audience, you know what I'm saying? I could only imagine, doing something, and then as a director and as a composer, you have to have this vision that you can only make people see when it's ready. That's know what I'm saying?
I'm with you, man.
And I love that.
The big thing that we try to do for people is, in filmmaking is considered like your own diary, right? And just like a rosebud, it has to go through that darkness, has to go through that dirt to get to the fruition that we see as far as the harvest. But, a lot of times we're taking a lot of risk. We don't know how people are going to feel about our work, and we always are trying to take those extra chances to improve ourselves. But just like I was telling Andres in a previous conversation, your next project is your best project. So I really feel like, as being a student of the game in filmmaking, that every project that you're creating, it only educates you on how to improve it, how to optimize the result for what your goal is.
I love that.
Our goal is to be able to reach to people that sometimes society forgets about. But how can we be able to take that chance and just have just that enough, like that mustard seed of courage to put ourselves and new content out? And like I said, once we develop the following of people that have an appetite for it, now we have our niche. Now we can be able to maximize, the film to create not just a new community, but also create a new idea on how Christianity should be shown in the world. Right. How people should move as a Christian in this world of technology and inward society. How can Christians operate in this new era of our society?
Because the world is different. The society is changing. You know what I'm saying? We talk about that. And I love what you said, too. You know what I'm saying? You said, your next project is your best project. And I always say that you're only as good as your last project.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about that. I tell people, you got to celebrate your wins, but you got to be thinking about the next move. You know what I mean? Because people love to, bellish, when I was in high school, I was the #1 point guard of all time. And when I was brother, You know what I'm saying? You're 40 now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Get over it.
Yeah, like you got to keep winning. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep winning.
And jumping off on that too, when we were talking out here, you said about being perfectionists, us as artists, musicians, right? Being a composer is, I label it as one word. You're storytelling too. It's like
Absolutely.
You're storytelling.
Absolutely.
And I stayed up one day for 48 hours straight just to try to finish a project. You know, it's you put everything you have into it, but then if you keep going back and keep going back and keep going back, it's hard because as an artist you want to be the best you can be. But, sometimes you just gotta take a break, step away from it, continue, move on, and then as you move forward, another project's coming up. What you learn and from that past one and going forward, you can pick up so much knowledge. Like,
Absolutely.
What you hear might be bad, to others it might be great. What you hear might be great, it might be bad. But you gotta trust your instincts and just go for it. Don't be afraid.
Right.
That's how I take every project.
Right. And I love that. I love that point of view too, man. Because like you said, a lot of things are opinionated, so there'll never be, it's like who's the best director, who's the best rapper, we don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's what you're into.
Yes.
This person may be better to you because you can relate to him more than this person. So of course you're gonna say this person is the best. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you guys are putting out, things that's gonna cause that conversation.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that what you're putting film out on is dope because a lot of people, we talk about the Bible, we talk about, and a lot of people if you look at 10 people right now, maybe 2 out of 8 read the Bible.
Correct.
Out of that group. You know what I'm saying? Now, and then maybe 5 of those people know a little bit about the Bible from what they've heard. You know what I'm saying? The stories that they've been told. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm for one that I feel like I've always had a really close relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? But I've never read the Bible. But my favorite story in the Bible is the book of Job. You know what I'm saying?
We were just talking about that.
Anytime I feel at a disadvantage, anytime I feel like the world is against me and I'm just going through, I think about Job. And I think about how much strength Job had to have, during that time. And then I start to ask myself and look at myself and say, you gonna really be that weak? All that Job had to go through? And you gonna sit here and complain about an unpaid bill or somebody talking to you crazy today or whatever the case is. But Job went through real stuff.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he still stood strong on his faith. And so I think about those situations and and I love that you guys are projecting ways that not only the younger or just people in general will be able to understand. When you're not able to really read something or you're not a reader or it gets boring, you just tend to stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? But when you guys break it down in film and when you guys show, when you hear that perfect instrumental against that perfect scene, you know what I'm saying? It makes you feel a certain type of way. Right now, we all have images of movies in our head that have inspired us. You know what I'm saying? If I bring up a movie, you guys be like, oh man, I remember that. This is my favorite part of that movie. You know what I'm saying? And that is what the world needs. The world would always need 2 things: film and music.
That's
always.
Right. Because when you think about, how people have entertained themselves throughout history, it's always been, of course, stage plays. It's been a melody. That's what brings communities together. And we want to be able to let people know that there has to be a call to action to bring our communities back together after COVID. Absolutely. How else do we do that? And this time is better than ever as people are losing jobs, people are worried about welfare checks and, SNAP benefits. We have to figure out a way to bring people together, to give them the hope they need to get to the next day. And I'll tell you, our vision isn't just for, the local community. We have a worldwide vision that we want to share in our films for different languages, different markets internationally. How can we be able to monetize our film to be able to have not only box office appeal in the U.S., but box office appeal overseas? How can we bring in the top name actors and actresses in Europe and Africa and South America to not only capitalize on this talent level, but also give us a cost-effective way to get our word out faster. And that's what it's about, how to maximize this filmmaking, this music-making potential to give us something that the whole world can enjoy.
Okay. And I love that, man. I love that. And see, that's what I love about it is you have a mission. There's a mission behind this. You know what I'm saying? Anything that has a mission is destined to be successful. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, man. Like our vision doesn't end with an Oscar or a Grammy or a Emmy.
Yeah.
Our vision is well beyond that.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of filmmakers, a lot of creatives, they just want the award show at the end of the rainbow.
Right.
Life goes on after that.
Right.
What is your purpose that will wake you up, that will inspire other people to follow you on that path? Because an Oscar may not motivate others to follow me.
Yeah.
It has to be something bigger than that.
Has to be something bigger than that. I love that. I love that. And you know what? That's you're so right. Is that I was told that it's not what we do while we're here. It's what we do. No, it's not what we do. You know, when we're gone, it's what we did while we were here. Yes. And that's what people remember the most. Whenever you see, you know, a funeral and it's a lot of people there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people there for this one person. You go, man. And if you were there just to support or whatever, you go, man, like, who's this guy? Like, he has, you know, but it's the way that he touched every person individually. And I feel that a lot of times that what we do in our careers, like everything, I can tell, you know, with music, you can tell who an artist is a lot of times by the music that he's making. With you guys, you could tell a lot of who you are by, you know, the film and the way that you're composing. You can tell, you know, I automatically sense the aura. You know what I mean? From first meeting you guys, I said, these are some good guys. These are some good guys. You know what I mean? So I love that, man. I love your mission behind it. Now let's talk a little bit about Brothers Keeper. Like, can you, without giving us too much, because I know you know that.
I can't tell you. The sauce.
But tell us a little bit about what what we can expect from the film, as much as you can tell us. You know what I'm saying?
So it's basically a film series I've created. So this is the fourth film in my Christian faith-based series. And what we try to do is we try to integrate action, detective noir, into biblical symbolism. Okay. Right? So, of course, we talk about the book of Jonah in this film. Jonah is seen as a rebel by nature. God's called him to preach to the people in Nineveh. But, of course, knowing Jonah's perspective, he wasn't ready for the call, or he thought he wasn't ready, and he would run from God. So what we try to do for these films is we try to modernize these Bible stories into simple, relevant topics that we can all enjoy. But what ties them together are things like family, support, say, for example, relationships. Then, of course, you have the relationship between a mother and a father and a son, a girlfriend and a boyfriend, a father, like a daughter and a father. Like, what I'm trying to say is that we try to simplify and modernize these Bible stories, and we also include an edge-of-your-seat, action-packed thriller. So for this film, you're going to see a lot of fight scenes, you're going to see detective work being seen, and you're also going to see Jonah revitalize his life and become a born-again Christian until his father gets kidnapped. And this is the journey that we go through. Even though you're going through life and you're becoming a better version of yourself, there's still going to be problems you got to overcome. And now Jonah has to make a choice. Does he go forward in his Christian lifestyle, or does he go back to his old version of himself to save his father in time? So that's the big thing. It's growth in a bottle, man. It's growth in a bottle. And the last thing I would like to say is that this film was made in 3 days. Wow. Right? I want to tell people this fact, because when you see the quality of this film, we're not talking about going to see the Avengers on Marvel. But what we're talking about is an impactful story that can be made quickly and that can be made effectively to get the word out faster. We don't need like a whole month to make a movie. We probably just need a good week, a good team, and we can make any Bible story that you can imagine into script form and put it out on the screen.
Okay. Man, that's super. I love that. I love that. First of all, you know what I mean? That's incredible, bro. You know what I mean? And like you say, man, I want everybody to see this film, because not only what it's representing, but how well you know, these guys put things together. You know what I mean? These guys put a lot of effort and hard work into their craft. You know what I mean? I'm excited. I'm excited to see this film. You know what I mean? I feel like it's going to be able to give a sense of understanding too. Not only am I going to be able to enjoy this, but I'm also feeling like I'm going to be able to get a sense of understanding of things that I probably didn't understand before when it comes to the biblical sense. You know what I mean?
We plant seeds, man.
Yeah.
You know, during one of our scenes, we have a men's mental health therapy session.
Okay.
So whatever you take from this film, that's yours to take to pay forward. We don't try to shove it down your throat or try to make you think that you have to take this lesson in. You take what you need and you pay it to the next person.
Love it. Love it. Well, man, listen, if there's anything else that you guys can tell us, if there's anything else that you guys want to tell us about, you know, that you have coming up. I know that November 16th, you know what I'm saying? We talked about it. There is something going down. You know what I mean? I want you guys to go ahead and purchase your tickets. We talked about it on the Gatekeepers app that you will be able to provide. There will be tickets provided on the Gatekeepers app. I want you guys to know that. You know what I mean? We got a big festival coming up. I will be performing. I'm excited to perform.
Ready.
You know what I mean? It's going to be dope. It's going to be incredible. And if you guys are near the Austin area, you definitely, and even if you're not, you know what I mean, make a plan to drive. Get in your car and drive. Gas up.
Please come.
Gas up.
Please
you
come.
know what I mean?
Bring the whole family.
Yes, absolutely. You know what I mean? It's kid friendly. Kids are invited. You know what I mean? Just bring the family out, man, and we're going to have a great time, and we're going to be able to, you know, hear from the people ourselves. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to hear from them and tell us a little bit about the film. And, you know, I'm excited, man, for what you guys are doing for the community right now. You know, I think that this thing is, you know, it's incredible because we don't get a chance to run into people like yourselves that are doing it. You know, we see it after the fact and we be able to read about you, but to be able to, you know, be here with you guys, man, is an incredible feeling. And I'm very excited for what you guys are doing. And I support your mission 100%. You know, I'm standing behind you guys, and anybody that stands behind me, I'm going to need you guys to stand behind them with me. You know what I mean? And we're going to make things happen. You know what I mean?
We're going to have Paul open up the show for us, man. He's going to come in. He's going to set the tone, rock the crowd. Absolutely. And, you know, we're going to have a good old time. It's going to be a Christian revival mixed with business, red carpet, networking, music, food, and family fun.
Absolutely. Let's get it, man. Y'all know what this is. It's been another great episode of Trill Talk No Cap, man. Thank y'all for listening.